think I finally fixed the issue with the camera thing. Hopefully you can see fine. If not, I will be sad. But anyway, here we are once again, December. Woo! Final month. That is weird. How is it already December? Oh, I forgot to say I'm Milo. Every time I always forget to say that. I'm Milo. Hi. Welcome to the reading wrap up for November. As I was saying, it is December, which is weird. How is it December already? Anyway, I read 9 books in November, and most of them were very sapphic. Very sapphic month. Not that I'm necessarily complaining. Okay, so the first book I read in November, and like, what a way to start a month, was The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. This was a real surprise, and honestly, it was great. I loved it. It is a very long book, like over 500 pages, and it does this thing where majority of it, like the main plot of the thing is told through a play, and the main character is like explained in second person, like giving it, and it's also got a map, which is pretty, but it's told in second person, like if you don't know what it is, I'll read the first sentence. You remember your Lola smoking, which I've never seen a book where the main thing is told in second person, which is really fun. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but yeah, the main thing's told in second person, and then the main story, like, that this is about, which is these 2 people tasked with basically saving their kingdom by restoring the moon, in a way. Yeah, so the guard, June, and Kima, an outcast, which is that Kima's the one without the arm with the spear. Yeah, and basically they take the moon, and it's a journey travelling through the land to save it, basically, then break her out of the prison and avoid these things called the 3 terrors, which are the princes of the land. And I rated this 5 stars. I'm sorry if that didn't make a whole bunch of sense, but I really enjoyed it. The next 2 books I read was my monthly reread of The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire and Dapgo. You know, standard thing. If you're new here, every month I reread those 2 books because I like them and I like rereading them. The next book I read after Dapgo was Silk and Steel by a lot of people. Give me a second to count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 authors writing short stories, and the main thing they have in common is that they are sapphic. This book took me a while to get through, won't lie, because it is an anthology. Well, yeah, it's an anthology, so it took me a while to get through, because the stories would like vary in length and stuff. I think I liked all of them, and there weren't any bad ones, and which is always good. And I also love this cover. I don't know why, but I found it really pretty. And there was also a story by Freya Ma, who wrote, I'm not 100% sure what the trilogy is called, but it's like one of my favourite trilogies, so reading something from her, that was fun. I also rated it 4 stars, I don't know if I said that or not. Okay, and then the book I read after that was Hell Followed With Us by, who's this by? Andrew Joseph White, which is basically about this trans boy, Benji, who lives in a post-apocalypse and is escaping basically his cult. This cult started the post-apocalypse by releasing bioweapons that either kill the people, if they don't kill the people, they turn them into monsters. And so he's trying to escape from it. They've also infected him with a different bioweapon that can basically control the other monsters. And he wants to escape his cult so they don't have control over the monsters and like wreak havoc to the world. And then he runs into a LGBTQ plus center, which takes him in, and the story evolves from there. I loved this. It's very gory. I can't remember if this is YA or it's listed as YA, but I think that's mainly just because the characters are teenagers, because this story is very gory and very heavy. If you have a weak stomach or religious trauma, I don't think that this is for you. It comes with a letter from the author in the beginning, which I don't know if you can read that. explaining like what the trigger warnings would be, how it goes, and it's fine if you don't want to read it. I rated this 5 stars. I couldn't put it down. I made a playlist for it. I don't do that generally, but I did. I wanted to read a quote for you, but give me a second. I want to find it first, so this may take a bit. I should have labeled this. Okay, found it finally. That took way too long. I wanted to read this because I think this book is the only instance where I've seen someone describe how I experience dysphoria, or at least very similar to how I experience disorder. So, reading this. I don't think this is a huge spoiler, but if you don't want to listen, obviously skip to whatever time I've put on. I don't have physical dysphoria the way the workbooks in the ALK office describe it. Narrowing it on obvious sex characteristics, like that's all being trans is. I don't care about my chest. I've never once in my life wanted to have a dick. My periods suck, but it never made me feel like less of a guy. Still, I'm taking off my shirt in front of the mirror. I have to turn away. My dysphoria comes from the way other people see me, and I can't help but look at myself from the outside. Why do my wrists have to be so small? Why does every shirt have to sit on my ass like that? Why do hips and chests and thighs have to read female? Only instance where I've felt like my dysphoria has properly been articulated was from a horror novel. But there is a romance subplot as well, and great autistic representation, neopronouns. It's a very queer-centric book. I don't know if I said this or not, I can't remember, but I rated this 5 stars. And I will be, at some point or another, picking up his other books. Probably. Alright, the next thing I read after that was, Horrible Histories, Cutthroat Kelps by Terry Derry, which is a history book about the Celts. I've slowly been working my way through the horrible history books, and this is the one I picked up. I rated it 3 stars, general history, kids book, and it was funny. Right, the next book I read after that was In the Shallows by Tanya Byron. I probably pronounced her last name wrong. Which is basically about this girl, Mara, and this one, and her ex-girlfriend Nico, who dumps her on New Year's Eve / day, and then the next morning she's fished out of the bay and has total amnesia, like she's forgotten everything. And basically the story is Mara meeting Nico again and then rebuilding their relationship and trying to piece together Nico's memories, and there's like something sinister about why she had the amnesia to begin with. I read this other author's book, Afterlove, like 2 years ago, and I absolutely loved it, so I was really excited to pick this up. And honestly, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, it's not a bad book, but I think it's not a bad book, but I didn't really like the couple together, basically. Nico's not amazing, it's justified. When I figured out why she's like that, it makes sense, but I don't know, I didn't really like it. I love her friend group. Her friend group's amazing. Mara's friend group, I would kill for that kind of friend group. I don't know if my expectations were too high because of how much I loved Afterlove, but yeah, this was a 3.25, still great, but I don't think I will be keeping this, so it will probably be an unhaul. It's definitely be an unhaul. Right, the next book I read after that were the Henna Wars by, I'm definitely going to pronounce this wrong, Adabia Jijing Rada. I apologize to everyone, that was horrible. Yeah. Funny enough, after I read Afterlove, I read her other book, one second. Yeah, I was right with that. Hanny and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating like right after Love, and I remember really enjoying it. So, and I find it funny. It wasn't planned that I picked up after In the Shallows, because I don't know, that's just funny to me and no one else, but I find it funny. So this story is about Nishat and Flavia, and basically there is a business competition at their school, and Nishat's idea is to do henna, which is these tattoo markings, but Flavia also does henna, which is the tattoo markings, which is bad because she's not South Asian or African or Muslim, so it is cultural appropriation. So naturally Nishat is very upset about that. It also does not help that Flavia's cousin is very racist, but also Nishat has a crush on her, so it develops from there. I really enjoyed this. My white privilege has thoroughly been checked. I remember feeling very angry. One of Nishat's friends, I don't like her, but you know, I think that probably is the point. Learn about the Irish education system as well, which is always nice. And yeah, I rated this 4 stars. There's also obviously Nishat is from a Bengali family, so when she comes out as a lesbian, they're not overly supportive, so she's also dealing with that throughout the book as well. Should have mentioned that. That was the book, and I enjoyed it. I think I preferred her other book. Now, Hani and Issues Guide to Fake Dating. Yeah, I preferred that one, I think, but again, it was 2 years ago, so I don't remember it amazingly. And then the final book that I read in December, which I literally finished yesterday as of recording. I'm recording this on the 1st. I don't know when this will go up. I'm hoping either the 2nd or the 3rd. But the final book that I read in December was The Fake Wife by Sharon Bolton, which is technically a Christmas book in the sense that Die Hard is a Christmas book because it is just set at Christmas. And unlike the other 2 books that I read earlier this year that I set at Christmas, I think that I'm allowed to do the Christmas thing now because it's November. And again, I did finish it literally yesterday. This is an adult thriller, so naturally the blurb's 4 sentences, so there's barely anything. It's about this woman called Olive Anderson. She goes to a table and finds a random woman sat there, and this random woman pretends to be her wife. And then it goes off from there. And what it says is, what starts out as a seductive game quickly turns dangerous. This fake wife clearly has her secrets, but Olive might just have more. This book took a turn that I was not expecting it to. I was so confused for like the first part of it. It's cut into 3 parts, to say the least. I thought this would take place in the entirety of the hotel where the 2 women meet. Not true. That it does not take place. It's also dual POV with Olive and the detective and the police officer who's trying to find her, and it's also a then and now timeline, which I thought was really interesting. And yeah, the ending, majority of these characters are really shitty people, besides the police officer. He's alright, I think he's probably the only decent character, but pretty much all of these characters are very morally grey, which I guess is really realistic. But yeah, the turn that this book took, I rated it 4 stars. I don't know if I'll ever reread it, probably not, because it's a thriller and I don't really think you can reread thrillers properly and have the same effect you did the first time, because you obviously know how it's going to end. Yeah, so that's all the books I read in November, which is insane. How are we here? How is it December? Everything I read. I have 1 more video planned for December, which should be coming out Thursday. I don't know. I hope that this video will come out before Thursday, but you know, it depends how long it takes to edit and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all the other YouTube stuff. Ring the bell to get notifications. Oh, well, 1 more video, like, with me in it. TikTok videos will be resuming, like, however they're uploaded and stuff, like, whenever I get enough edits and things. But yeah, Merry Christmas for those who celebrate, Happy Holidays for whatever else you're celebrating, and if you're not celebrating anything, take advantage of sales. You will probably need to. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!